test, check. Test. All right, check, test.
Check.
We're live.
Football helmets, there's a big, no, they said we want to come up with something on our own, so they came up with the Jaguars. Yeah, so we have 2 mascots.
Okay. I go to online or offline.
Somebody's mom, I'm assuming?
Yep, Levi Bass. Yep.
Okay.
He's a right fielder.
Okay, so that's connected to internet. It's just slow.
It shouldn't affect anyone at home though, should it?
It's not transferring from there to YouTube.
Here? Yeah.
No.
I don't know if it makes any difference, but we're doing announcements for both teams, complete lineups, out to the line, reserve starters, manager, all that. No way to lose, so whoever you want to.
Okay, awesome. Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Somebody on the other side over there?
Starting on the mound for the Dogs today will be Grant. Yeah, we've been trying for the last, hour and a half or so, trying to get all this set up right here, and we've been having technical difficulties with the microphones and mostly the internet, so if it's cutting in and out, we apologize for that. We're going to do our best here. Again, we have me, myself, Carter Carlson, we have Josiah Wells, and we have a guest here from from Jordan. He's a grad there from, when did you graduate?
Jordan Pierce, same thing. I'm Zach, so I graduated from Jordan in 2012, and I was a part of the football and baseball programs when I was in high school, and I played 2 years of college football after high school, and I still play baseball, amateur, for the town team of Jordan Brewers, so still very actively involved and happy to be a part of the baseball programs in Jordan.
Yeah, that's definitely how I feel too. I obviously don't play baseball, but it's awesome to be able to stream these games and be a part of the team, so to speak. And right now, if you don't hear Josiah's voice, it's because he's doing all the footwork in the background here, trying to get us going smoothly. As the coaches are just exchanging lineups right now. Now we can't show any of the actual gameplay, play-by-play, and that's why the camera's just going to be trained in on the scoreboard.
That's off, hopefully. Tell me, Christian, tell me a little bit about this Paynesville squad, obviously being from Jordan and not...
Too long after that. We've been playing just stellar, and we obviously made this.
Very, to be honest with you, Carter, very, very average regular season. They finished the regular season 9-8, and they were the number 4 seed in the section tournament. And I think you and I had mentioned it a little bit off air that Jordan was in a very, I won't call it a weak section, but it wasn't the strongest section in the state by any means. The number 1 seed, St. Peter, was 11-5 in the regular season, and just not all that impressive coming into the section tournament play. So a lot of the teams at the top, especially in the top half of the bracket, knew that they had a shot at the state tournament, and lucky for Jordan, I should say fortunate enough for Jordan, they've had 2 really solid pitchers most of the year that have been really consistent for them. They've just let a couple of games slip away towards the end, and so they kind of caught fire at the right time coming into the section tournament, won a couple of games going into it, got some of their confidence back.
Seed the top 4 teams, and I believe that Paynesville fell as like a 3 seed, but really when it comes to state and baseball, it boils down to if you're hot that day, if your pitcher's feeling well, and when the hits, where the hits hit on the ground, basically.
Exactly. That's kind of, I've been texting and talking a little bit with our coach Brent Garacki kind of all throughout the week leading up to this, and it really boils down to kind of the fundamentals. Who's going to make the routine plays? You put some pressure on the other team. That's usually the tipping point in one of these big games like this.
Yeah, definitely. We're not going to have the anthem. Both lineups will be announced the entire while before the game actually starts.
Number 1 is reserve Will.
I can bring down the bit, Dave.
So Carter, starting pitcher today for Paynesville, his name and kind of a little synopsis of what he's got.
Well, yeah, Grant Ludwig, he's a big boy. He's got some heat. He doesn't throw a lot of junk, but he's definitely got some heat. He's got some nice control. He's kind of been streaky lately. I mean, he's had a couple games where they've kind of rocked him, but yet they played Laverne in their last game, and he allowed, I think, 5 runs, something like that. But overall, he's just been an absolutely stellar pitcher for us. And along with Spencer Immel, I thought it was kind of a toss-up today which one will get the start, but I think that if Grant struggles early on, Spencer will probably be relieving.
Okay, so at least there's a solid second option there as well. And the more we're kind of talking about this, the more I'm making like they're very mirror images, teams of each other. Jordan and Paynesville. Obviously, Paynesville a little bit better record coming in. Jordan struggled for a decent portion of their season, but from a pitching standpoint, they both have 2 solid guys that they kind of lean on for a good chunk of the innings. And you know kind of what you're going to get out of those guys. They're not going to be major strikeout guys or anything like that, but they're going to throw their ball across the plate. They're going to make guys hit it, and if you can't do it, that's how they're going to get you out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly correct. And like you were saying earlier about the fundamentals, we definitely suffered, like I said, against Maple Lake, where they hit the ball well, which we usually respond well to, but our errors just killed us that game, and that's the last time that we've seen us play badly. Ever since then, we've been pretty solid. So.
Yeah, the Paynesville defense doing really well so far this year. You know, coming off of a couple tough games should set them up well for this next up-and-coming game.
Cool. So tell me, I mean, I'm learning as I go here because I don't know much about the program. Is Paynesville somebody who's typically, is that a good baseball program that you guys have?
So far, Paynesville has had a pretty strong baseball program throughout the years. Definitely a strong suit for us.
In terms of like boys athletics, like throughout the high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, our coach Scooglen, he's actually in the Coaching Hall of Fame right now. And let's see, we won state 2005, I believe.
This is the same head coach?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we've had Scooks for a long time, so props to him for sticking with it. And even after he does retire as a teacher, I'm sure he'll still be around for many years.
So this year he's actually retiring as teacher, but he's still coaching baseball until he says he can't run to third base. That's his big mentality for us so far. But we do have a full interview with him on the Paynesville Studios website, so feel free to check that out.
Very cool.
Yeah, you'll see here, Zach, every inning when the Dogs come up to bat, Scoops will sprint all the way to third base.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Sounds like some nice traditions that you guys have.
He really does, yeah.
Scoops definitely sets the mentality for the rest of the team, hustling everywhere he goes.
Well, the Paynesville ball players have taken the field. And I'll do a quick rundown. We have Matthew Leeser at third base. Shortstop is Luke Johnson. Sam Hoffer at second. Jared Campbell at first. As I said earlier, Grant Ludwig is pitching. Behind the plate is Zach Osendorf. Out in left field is Zach Schrader. Center field, Sam Oil. And in right field, Levi Bast. And leading off for the Hubmen will be Adam Kruger.
Kreiser, actually.
Kreiser.
I don't want to step on your toes.
No,
but
that's all right.
It's kind of my job to correct that kind of stuff.
I will welcome all your corrections because some of these names are quite interesting.
Yeah, so kind of what I was telling you, the first 4 hitters in the lineup for Jordan are all juniors. So a very young team across the board. The 5th hitter, the catcher, his name's Jonathan Dreheim. He's been the starting catcher since his freshman year of high school. Very smart baseball player in terms of calling a game. Not going to get his pitcher into trouble, things like that. He's actually going and he's on a partial scholarship, I believe, to play baseball at Division II University of Mary, which is in Bismarck, North Dakota. Wow. So yeah, after this spring season concludes, they'll have their Legion season this summer, and then he'll be headed up to Bismarck.
Okay.
Definitely a bright future for him. Well,
we're about to have the first pitch of the game here. Now From what you know, is Adam contact hitter, power hitter, speedy guy?
For the most part, up and down the lineup, Jordan is pretty solid at just kind of putting the ball in play. They do have kind of one bopper in the middle of the order. The 3 hitter's name's Ryan Fregis. He'll be the starting shortstop today. He's leading the team with I believe 4 or 5 home runs. He hit 1 in the section tournament. I actually hit 2 in the section tournament. Wow. 1 was in the semi. 1 was in the quarterfinal game, and so he's kind of their bopper in the middle of the lineup, but mostly solid across the board at just kind of putting the ball in play.
Yeah, here's the first pitch, and that's going to be a strike from Ludwig.
You know, as you just said, it's a huge thing for the leadoff batter to just get the ball in play for the rest of the team.
Yeah, pitch number 2. That's going to be called a ball low and outside. Again, we're not able to show the actual gameplay, high school league rules. We'll try to paint the picture for you. And he checks his swing there. That's going to be outside for ball number 2. Makes the count 2-1 to Adam Kreiser.
Feel free to comment on the stream with any questions you need. We are here.
Last pitch also goes for a ball. So 3 straight balls here from Ludwig. Counts now 3-1. And that one's fouled off. Now we have a full count here, the first batter of the order.
Pretty decent 3-1 swing there by Kreiser. Knew what pitch he was looking for. Got a good swing on it, just fouled it back. Missed it just a little bit. I see the pitcher, Ludwig, he keeps rubbing his hair. I think the wind is already kind of taking a being a factor here in the first inning.
It might be, yeah.
That's just his good luck charm. Full count.
People have a rabbit's foot. And that's going to be fouled off as well, so Kreiser continues the battle here. The count's going to stay at 3-2, full. It's a very deep field. Probably not going to see too many home runs today.
Especially with this wind. It's got to be coming 2025.
And that's a check swing, and he went. That'll be the strikeout for Grant Ludwig.
Nice pitch, way to battle out on the mound there. Got himself into a 3-1 hole. Luckily, I mean, didn't give him too good of a pitch on 3-1. Kreiser had a hack at it, which was, again, a pretty healthy cut, but nice pitch there on a full count to get him.
Yeah, Ludwig just landing strikes there to finish off the batter. Nothing fancy.
And now we have Jonathan Huss, is it?
Huss. Yep.
Jonathan Huss.
Yeah, again, 1 through 5, 1 through 6, pretty solid hitters for this Jordan lineup. Coach Garacki hasn't really messed with that kind of core group most of the regular season here and into the playoffs as well. He likes the continuity of that top of the order.
So the second pitch to Huss is going to be a strike as well as the first pitch. So the count is 0-2 as Ludwig gets ahead early.
Jonathan's a pretty good wrestler as well. I believe made the state tournament this year as a 145 pounder.
All right. So battle of the wrestlers here from mound to plate. And that's going to be ball outside. Counts now 1-2 to Huss. And fourth pitch coming up here. And it's a swing and a miss from Huss and 2 strikeouts from Grant.
Yeah, talk about a good start to the game and even just an inning. Absolutely incredible job so far by Ludwig.
Putting the ball where he wants it. Both strike threes, swings that haven't looked very nice. Both pitches well out of the strike zone, kind of up above the lettering, kind of the neck area. So I think Jordan right now just got to settle down a little bit and swing at strikes.
Yeah, pitch to the next batter is going to be called a strike. This would
be Ryan Fregis.
Ryan Fregis.
Yeah, so this is the kind of the kid I was talking about earlier, the kind of the bopper in the middle of the order, leads the team in home runs.
Okay.
He and I told you this earlier, Christian, that earlier this spring, before the baseball season started, he actually took a trip, recruiting visit to the University of Illinois.
Wow.
So he's getting some early Division I looks. It didn't sound like it was anything too serious, but definitely the caliber of player to at least get a scholarship at the Division II level and play well past high school.
Yeah, that's really impressive. The Dogs don't have anyone going D2 level per se. However, Zach Osnor behind the plate is going to try to play at St. Cloud Tech. And we've had some alumni there. And the count to Fregis is now 1-2. We'll see if he can stay alive here. Ludwig looking for his 3rd strikeout. It's going to be low. in the dirt, actually. So the count's now 2-2 as Ludwig hustles and gets his own ball.
Deuce is wild on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Too bad it's not the second inning.
The 2-2 count, and he fouls that one back, so it'll stay at 2-2.
Yeah, this is a pretty prototypical Ryan Fregis at bat. If he gets himself in a hole, he's going to be able to work the count, foul off some tough pitches, and really make the pitcher earn an out. I think he's batting well over 400. I think somewhere around 415 coming into the state tournament.
Wow. That pitch is outside, so Fregis continues the battle. Count is now full. And Jordan looking for their first hit, and Ludwig looking for his third strikeout.
Even if they do land a hit, Paynesville defense doing a really good job so far this year backing up their pitchers.
That's going to be another foul ball from Fregis. Count remains full.
Paynesville looking to make a 1-2-3 inning here. Quick work.
As Fregis settles in again, takes his time. Definitely has a routine there. Pitch on its way. He's going to be rung up. He thought it was a ball.
Great job by Grant right there, just to land that last strike. Batter had no idea. I thought he got walked.
Yeah, definitely an off-speed pitch. It was high in the zone, but it dropped in right at the last second, it looked like, and he was rung up as he crossed the plate going toward first. That's 1-2-3 inning. And leading off for the Dogs, I'm sure, will be Sam Hopper, as usual. Josiah will correct me if I'm wrong.
You were right. Sam Hopper is up to bat, followed by Sam Orline.
Well, Zach, you talked about those 6 core players in your lineup,
Right.
and the Dogs, I would have to say, are quite the same in that they have probably 5-6 batters at the top. That order has not changed really all season, and they're all very dependable, as well as our bottom 3. I mean, it's hard to say that any of them are leagues ahead of the others in terms of hitting, but yeah, I say they're all very dependable hitters.
I will say the bottom of our lineup is definitely set up for the top.
Yeah.
At the bottom, a lot of speed at the bottom of the lineup with Zach Schrader at the second to last.
Well, you were talking about your top 2 pitchers for Jordan.
Right.
Zach, would you say he's the top guy or the second guy?
Yeah, so the battery right now, Michael Lambrecht, the starting pitcher today, and the catcher, Jonathan Draheim, are the two top pitchers. So it was kind of, it would have been a kind of a 50-50 guess on who's going to start this game. I think Coach Karacki elected to go with Michael for the sanctity of having Jonathan be the starting catcher for this first game of the state tournament, having a senior, kind of the leader on the team the last couple of years, call the game out. I think that's why in the end he kind of elected to go this route. But like I said, it could have gone either way. And if Michael gets into trouble, they'll have no problem moving Jonathan out to the hill and kind of having him take over.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's a second pitch of Hopper as he's working quickly from the mound, and the count now is 0-2. Hopper falls behind early. Lambrecht delivers the third pitch, and that's going to be outside, just outside for ball number 1. Good eye by Hopper.
Yeah, that's a real nice pitch on 0-2 as well, to try to get somebody fishing right off the edge.
Yeah, definitely. And Hopper's going to watch that one as well, just low in the dirt a little bit. Count's now 0-2. Sam continues to wait for his pitch. Here's Lambrecht offering up, and he's going to be rung up. So there's another strikeout, and we've seen 4 strikeouts so far from 4 batters. And now Sam Orline will step up to the plate and try to ruin that streak.
Nice and easy on the defenses so far.
Right.
Outfielders are probably getting a little bored out there.
Yeah, no kidding. First pitch to Orline, and he's going to swing.
Oh, there we go.
High pop up to the shortstop, it looks like. Shortstop's getting under it, and he makes the grab.
Yeah, easy play for the shortstop.
It's baby steps, guys. Slowly but surely, more balls in play, a little bit more exciting game.
It could definitely be the nerves, too, as a hitter.
Absolutely.
I mean, if I step up there, one of the first batters in a state championship, state tournament game, I would definitely have some nerves.
And you know these guys are all getting texts and calls all week, hey, first at bat, make sure you take a couple pitches, settle yourself in.
Exactly.
And then, of course, when you get up there, you get a meatball right down the middle right away that you watch, and you're shaking your head at yourself for not swinging at a really good pitch. So they're getting it from all directions. So it's just a matter of kind of these guys settling in and getting comfortable with the moment a little bit.
For sure. Well, Grant Ludwig's at the plate now, and he takes a hack at that one. That's going to be high towards center field. Center fielder charging in, and he dives and makes the grab. Wow.
Yeah, an impressive play by the center fielder there.
Looked like the second baseman was practically there, but he was called up by the center fielder as he was charging in, and he had to go to his knees to make that catch. And it's another 1-2-3 inning.
Made it look a little dangerous. I think the wind maybe had something to do with that, but usually, I mean, a lot of your middle infielders are usually pretty good about letting an outfielder call off a ball because they're coming in on a baseball. It's a lot easier to kind of take charge on one of those. Obviously, he made Noah kind of made it look a little difficult on that one, but a lot of the times you'll see the shortstop and second baseman kind of give way to the outfielders on balls like that.
Right, definitely. Yeah, I was actually watching SportsCenter this morning, and a guy made a comment that in order to get to the top 10 plays, you have to dive, even if it's just a makeshift dive.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, no doubt, that was a nice play by him.
So as you're talking earlier about Jordan's pitching, would you consider them to have a deep bench in that pitching position?
I wouldn't call it deep. I'd say the two across the top, kind of like I said at the outset, they've eaten up a big chunk of the innings. Nobody else they have is going to blow you away by any means, but I would say they don't really have a weak spot at the position either, if that kind of makes sense for you.
Yeah.
So nobody that's going to come in and throw 85, 90 miles an hour, but nobody's going to lose control. They're all going to throw strikes and try to let the defense kind of work behind them a little bit.
Yeah, so just overall consistent, you'd say.
Exactly.
In the position. Yeah.
And that comes back to kind of the coaching and teaching mentality of the baseball program in general. It's been a long time since they've really had somebody that could come in and kind of throw that 90-mile-an-hour fastball to try to, like you said, stocky, big kid.
A little small back there with their 7-foot catcher.
Yeah, like we like to say, biggest catcher.
Inning against Jonathan Huss, the same situation, had a strikeout.
And that's a rip from Lambrecht. That's going to be over the head of Zach Schrader, and that's gone.
Holy smokes.
Wow.
He got a hold of that ball.
That bounced right off the bat, and I believe that hit the scoreboard above Zach Schrader's head out in left field.
And I don't think the ball, to be honest with you, I don't think the ball ever got more than 20, 25 feet off the ground.
Yeah,
that was a dead line drive, and he absolutely tattooed it.
It really was.
Absolute rocket right over Schrader's head.
So much for no home runs today.
Yeah. I take that back.
That's a heck of a way to start out the second inning. Coming out in the first inning, getting 3 strikeouts, and then getting a home run right away.
So the Jordan Hubmen have taken the lead 1-0 over the Paynesville Bulldogs here in the top of the second inning, and we'll see how Grant Ludwig responds to that, as he had 3 straight strikeouts and then allowed a home run. Now up at the plate is number 15, Jonathan. Can you help with this?
Yeah, it's Draheim.
Draheim.
Yeah,
right.
Draheim is how you pronounce his last name.
Tall kid. Definitely can rotate and get some power out of those arms.
Yeah, I mean he's not the strongest kid, but extremely athletic. So he was the starting quarterback on the football team, power forward on the basketball team, and he's a starting catcher most games for the baseball team. So athletic kid, smart kid, definitely knows what he's doing and kind of how to operate up at the plate. Been starting since he was a freshman, so very experienced player. He's not going to be intimidated by the moment by any means.
Yeah, that's impressive. Well, he fouled off that last pitch, and the count is now 2-2. Here's the next pitch, and that's going to be hit in the gap out towards right center field as Orline scoops up the ball, fires into second baseman Sam Hopper, and just like that, they have another hit.
Yeah, run on first base, no outs in the second inning. Not looking good for Paynesville. Down by 1.
So a home run and then a nice hit for the Hubmen, and now up to bat is number 11, Christian. Some more help here.
Medic. Medic.
Christian Medic. Bear with me, folks.
That's why I'm here.
They definitely didn't take it easy on the last names.
No, definitely not.
And they're going to have a courtesy runner step in for him.
Yeah, that's Taylor Stroh running at first base. He's a sophomore.
Right.
Not a big kid, but he's got some wheels on him. Smart base runner.
I bet. So Medic up at the plate. Here's the pitch offered by Ludwig. That's going to be a strike. suppose it's possible we could have a bunt to advance the runner.
Very possible at a time like this. Definitely want to get a lead early in the game.
Ludwig throws back to first.
It's a nice little move to keep him close. Stroh looked like he was leaning towards second base a little bit, so I think a good idea. This could be a bunt situation. I see the third baseman on the grass as well.
Yeah, Leeser over there is definitely ready for it if it does happen. However, a nicely placed bunt is hard to defend. And that pitch is going to be outside corner for a strike. Counts now 0-2 as Ludwig works quickly.
Yeah, large lead by the runner on first. You know, Zach Osendorf could throw it down to Jared Campbell at first and get that out.
We've seen that before. I wonder if Skooks didn't tell him not to take any risks like that, though, this early in the game.
Yeah, in a high-stakes games like that, or like this, I should say, definitely a smarter move.
Yeah, pass ball there, and that fast runner could get to third. That last pitch is going to be fouled back, and now the count still is at 0-2. Again, 0 outs here in the top of the second.
Definitely not a bunt situation anymore with 2 strikes, and Medic's going to have to try to fight off a couple pitches here if he wants to keep this bat going.
And another throwback, not in time, just keeping the runner honest there at first. Trying to minimize that lead. Ludwig offers it to the plate, and that's going to be low in the dirt for the first ball.
Zach looks like he showed the throw down to first, just held on to it though.
Yeah, just checking him again. So Medic digs in, and he's going to pop that pitch up towards right fielder Levi Bast, who gets under it, makes the grab, and tosses it into second baseman Sam Hoffer. Runner stays at first.
1 up for Paynesville now.
And now Creighton Butler, he is a DH. He'll be stepping up to the plate. Again, 1 out here. I would like to see a steal attempted, because it's always fun to watch Zach's arm.
Yeah, Zach behind the plate has an absolutely phenomenal arm for Paynesville.
Count is 1-0. First pitch was a ball. Here's the second pitch on its way right now. Maybe not. Batter calls for time. He's back in the box.
Yeah, tactic for the batters to get the pitcher out of time.
Yep.
They get in a rhythm.
And that pitch is going to be low. Throw back to first here, and that throw is not quite in time, as that runner has to dive.
Osendorf staying aggressive though.
And this pitch is going to be inside for ball number 3, making the count 3-0. So Ludwig's got to get one across here.
I think the runner's definitely distracting Ludwig over there at first. He's gotten a little loosey-goosey with his delivery here the last few pitches.
Agree. And that's another ball. So 4 straight pitches or balls there. And we have runners on first and second.
You know, and that could get to Osendorf too behind the plate and pitch call too. You know, wanting to get the ball to his glove quicker for that steal.
Now number 8, Logan St. Michael's.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Garacki's going to let him hit to see if they can put a big inning together here in the top of the second.
And that's a big swing and a miss there, as that ball was low across the plate. Counts 0-1 to St. Michael's. And that pitch is going to be just outside. No one's holding him at second. And there's a shot out to center field. Sam Moylan looks to be getting under it. He does. And there will be no tag. So now 2 outs off of 2 pop-ups. And again, there's runners on first and second. The Dogs looking to get out of some trouble here, as number 9, Noah Schmidt, steps up to the plate.
Yeah, Noah's the center fielder that kind of made that weird half dive, half routine catch the last inning.
All right. There's a second base. Paul could be doing his job here and just getting it ahead. Here's a pitch at home plate, and that's going to be a bunt up close to the handle of the bat, and that's way foul.
I don't think Coach Garacki wasn't too appreciative of Noah's bunt attempt there, especially with the runner in scoring.
As he did in the first inning. And that one's fouled off as well, so props to Schmidt here to stay alive.
Yeah, doing his job. Kind of, like I said, mentioned before, kind of 1 through 9. Solid hitters, kind of pesky. They're going to do everything they can to try to extend an at bat. And Noah, I mean, he's the 9 hitter, but coming into today, he's hitting 295.
Yeah, that's not
so pretty solid average.
And there's a swing and a miss as the ball goes over the outside corner of the plate. And the Dogs have gotten out of a jam. And it stays 1-0 after that big shot from Lambrecht.
Yeah, Michael kind of helping his own cause here, getting a pitch he liked and driving it over the wall. Now he's got a 1-0 lead to work with when he steps on the mound again.
Yeah, definitely some pressure off his shoulders here. And the Dogs will try to respond here at the bottom of the second inning. They've been down before and they've responded nicely.
Yeah, the last game against Laverne with a grand slam hit by Sam Moreline to win the game.
Very nice.
Everything is different in state, though, for sure.
Absolutely. A lot more nerves going into it.
And only an inning and a half in here. There's still plenty of time for both teams to try to do some damage. Once you get through the lineup once maybe once and a half times, you see the pitcher, you see what he's trying to do a little bit, so you get a better idea of a better plan of kind of when you attack the zone a little bit. So I think as we go forward, it'll be more advantage hitters than anything else.
Yeah, each team learning the lineup and knowing where the skill sets are.
Yep.
Yeah, you were talking a bit about the depth of your pitching staff, and I would have to say we're probably on the same road as that. I mean, some would say we're deep, some would say, as the season I think we'll be just fine.
I say coming into the season, we definitely had the numbers. We just kind of found our couple people that we just keep using over and over again.
So that first pitch to Zach Osendorf is going to be fouled out of play, just barely, as the first baseman ran over to the fence. And the count to Osendorf is 0-1 after that.
I thought that was going to be maybe playable for a minute there. A decent amount of foul territory down both lines here. Big chunk before you kind of run into the dugouts and down the lines and stuff. So a lot of room to kind of make a play.
Yeah, definitely.
Deep backstop as well.
That pitch is going to be outside for ball 1. It comes down 1-1 to Osendorf. He has a lot of power, but he tends to go reaching for some balls. I thought about that one. That's going to be called strike, though. Counts out 1-2.
With that wingspan, do you blame him?
Yeah, I definitely don't blame him. And that's going to be in the dirt. So 2-2 is now the count to Osendorf.
Yeah, Osendorf's size here not helping him with the strike zone.
Right.
And pitch from Lambrecht on its way. He's going to rip that one right to the shortstop, however. Shortstop makes a nice play, and he tosses over to first for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Luke Johnson here with 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. Again, the Dogs trailing 1-0 to the Jordan Hubman.
Luke Johnson, an overall very smart baseball player.
Yeah, he's a junior. He's got a great glove, great IQ, and he does a slow chopper over to third base, and he makes that play. Charging in and whipping it over to first. That's a nice job by number 18 there, Puss. And now Levi Bass up to the plate. Let's see if he can put something in play, because whenever he does, it's always going to be a close play with his speed.
Yeah, his speed is absolutely his biggest
strength.
Yeah. In this game.
Yeah, basically in every sport he plays. I mean, he's a 3-sport athlete, and his speed has vaulted him into varsity level for everything he competes in. And that pitch is going to hit him right in the middle of the back, so he will reach base as he takes that one for the team, as some would say.
Didn't even flinch.
No, he really didn't. I think it was an off-speed pitch, so it could have been worse.
Looked like a curveball that kind of slipped out of Michael's hands a little bit. Yeah. So, yeah, for sure, smart move by the batter's part there. Now you got some speed on the base paths with 2 outs, so ball in the gap, you kind of expect him to score here.
And that will be Paynesville's first runner on base of the game.
Yep.
True.
Ryan Wisted now is at the plate. That's a big swing and a miss. Ryan does not hold anything back. He takes his designated hitter position to heart, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a go big or go home mentality for him, almost like a Babe Ruth.
And he's delivered multiple times even in this playoffs, so good job, Ryan. And he will hit a slow chopper towards third base. That's going to roll foul. Skooks makes a nice play.
Doesn't get cheated up there, is what you're telling me?
No, what?
He doesn't get cheated up there?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And the count to Wista is now 0-2. So he's going to be a little more defensive now.
Yeah, for him, this is a situation where you should definitely go for the contact swing, but, Ryan mentality, it's putting it to the fence.
We'll see. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be outside. Good eye. It looked like a close one, but was called a ball. So it counts now 1-2 to Ryan. Pitcher looks at first. And there's a swing and a miss, and that'll end the inning.
Good pitch.
Landbeck continues to roll on the mound, and the score remains 1-0 off of his home run.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan second-guessed himself and almost triple-guessed himself there as he just kind of stuttered with the swing.
Yeah.
Definitely caught him off guard.
So we are heading into the top of the third inning here. And Ludwig will remain on the mound. Again, he let up a couple hits. Well, actually, a couple hits and a walk.
Really one bad pitch out of him so far.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's been, 99% solid out of him so far. I don't think he's got anything to be discouraged about in terms of going forward and seeing the lineup for a second time here. So, if he keeps hitting his spot, sometimes a guy just puts a good swing on a ball and you hit it a long way. So, if he just keeps hitting his spots, I think we're going to have a pretty decent pitching matchup going forward.
Yeah, and these first three batters in the first inning were all struck out for the first inning. And
second baseman didn't see the ball coming.
Yeah.
That throw down went awry.
Yeah, a little communication error between pitcher, catcher, and second base.
Yeah, if you're a Bulldog right now on the field, I think you're completely fine with being down 1-0, especially being that they had 2 runners on base and it didn't get any worse than that.
Yep.
Because our strength all year obviously our pitching has been solid, but our bats have been great as well.
Overall, most of our skill set has been pretty balanced throughout, our Paynesville defense, coming in when they need to.
Now we have the number 3, top of the order, and that is Adam Kreiser.
That's correct. We're learning here.
Yeah.
We're learning.
Yeah.
Good job to you. I couldn't do it.
So the count to him is now 1-1 after that ball got past Osendorf in the dirt. He takes his time, steps in. Here's the pitch from Ludwig, and that's going to be low again, making the count 2-1. Something that Ludwig's changed from last year. Last year he'd take his time on the mound. This year he's kind of quickened the pace, and it's worked for him so far.
Yeah, as soon as the batter ready, delivering that pitch. And that's going to be a strike to make the count 2-2.
Kreiser looks for the sign, steps in. Here's the pitch from Ludwig, and that's going to be inside. And he did go.
Froze him.
Yeah, checked his swing, and yeah, he did cross the plane.
That'll be his second strikeout of the day. As number 18, Jonathan Puss, yeah, comes up to bat.
Emphasis on the U.
Good work, fellas. 2 in a row.
Puss in his first appearance was struck out. And we'll see how he does here as the first pitch comes across, and he butts it right back to Ludwig, however, and he's going to get this out. So there's 2 outs down now as Ludwig charged that ball and threw it smoothly over to first baseman Jared Campbell, just a couple steps ahead of Puss.
Decent bunt attempt, obviously trying to get a rally going out and trying to drop the head down a little bit there. I think maybe another 1.5 to 2 feet down the line would have really been advantageous there for Jonathan, but nice play by the pitcher to field the position well.
Yeah, talking to a lot of pitchers, they say that's the hardest play to make is after pitching, then throwing at first base.
Right.
Such a different speed.
Especially a right-handed pitcher, you fall off the mound towards the first baseline, so to come back the other direction and try to make that play is pretty difficult.
Ryan Friedges, the next batter, fouls one off in foul territory. Ludwig comes all the way over from the pitcher's mound and makes the grab just to the right of the right field line.
Speaking of fielding position,
yeah, there you
came
go.
way over. The first baseman probably could have easily had that ball, but obviously you get a good beat on one, you're going to take advantage a little bit.
You know, Scooch really pushes it. You know, you pitcher, after you throw that ball, you're a defensive position. You know, you got to make those plays that come to you. You know, you can't rely on your shortstop and second baseman to make everything happen.
So Ludwig does it all himself that inning, and 1, 2, 3 go the Hubmen, and that'll bring us to the bottom of the third inning, where Jared Campbell, will lead off the Dogs.
Yeah, so far top of Jordan's lineup, not doing so hot, causing 1, 2, 3 innings twice now.
Yep.
Each time up to bat.
0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts.
Yeah.
That's not usually a winning combo, but it's only taken 1 hit so far.
And leading off with them next inning, none other than Michael Lambrecht, and we all know how that first at bat for him went. As he stays on the mound, again getting ready to face off against Jared Campbell, our first baseman. As their throwdown goes awry as well.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Exactly. Again, the mirror image thing.
Yeah.
We're going to see a home run this inning.
Oh gosh, I hope so. Let's put a couple batters on the base first.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch to Campbell, and he follows that one off. Very aggressive.
Very good swing. Being aggressive to start off the the bottom of the inning here. Again, that's kind of all it takes sometimes. Just one good swing to kind of spark a rally.
Yeah, I would definitely agree.
Muffin.
And he swings there. That's going to be a swing and a miss, however. So Ladbrick jumps ahead early. 2-0. 0-2, is the count. 2 strikes to Campbell. Again, 0 outs here, bottom of the third, and he follows that one back as well. So 3 pitches, 3 swings, and 2 foul balls to Campbell.
Campbell so far at the batting position doing okay.
And that's going to be a hit out to left field, where the left fielder is going to corral that ball. So a nice job from Jared Campbell, as not our greatest hitter throughout the year, but he does deliver there.
Yeah, right down the left field baseline. Absolutely perfectly placed ball.
He's got that Campbell. I like his swing. He's got good mechanics. His hands go right to the baseball. He's got a short, compact swing. He looks like he finds the barrel pretty much every time he swings the ball. So I like that. He went with the pitch too, right down the line. That was very nicely done.
Up to bat now is going to be Zach Schrader.
Oh, they must have saw some lightning pulling the guys off the field here.
So we do have some weather rolling in, apparently, as Josiah's going to close the door to our bunker.
I told you it was getting gray out here, boys.
Yeah, so as soon as Zach Schrader stepped up to the plate, I don't know if it was just...
I think it was a tournament official.
Okay, a tournament official ran onto the field and called the players off.
And we've seen lightning here at the ballpark. We are asking that you evacuate the grandstands and the bleachers. If you head down into the lobby, you'll be directed into the ice arena.
Apparently some inclement weather headed our direction here, fellas.
Yeah, I don't know, folks, if you can hear that announcement, but...
The stream and come back.
All right, so we'll see you in a little bit, folks. Stay tuned, as, again, we're leaving you here in the bottom of the third inning at